loan. What does that mean? It means that if there's any type of default at all that the lender can go after is your collateral that you put down, which is in this case the duplex or the triplex. In business terms, that's like getting a HELOC on a property, okay? But you don't have a HELOC when you're running it as a business, so you need to get a commercial non-recourse type of loan. But if you look at this is an amazing amount of information. Some of you are like, you're going too fast. I don't understand it all. But here's what you need to know.
Don't miss this, folks. Don't miss this.
I had to get educated to first learn how to form a partnership, to learn how to form a company, the tax, the legal structure. Do I do a sole proprietorship? Do I do an LLC? Do I do an S Corp, a C Corp? I had to learn that, right? I had to learn about self-directed IRAs. I had to learn about how to form those, how to put that. And then you have to negotiate all these things. How do you negotiate? How do you learn how to talk to people? How do you learn how to bring the deal together? I had to take classes to learn how to negotiate this, right? This is very important. Now, when it comes to business credit, I had to take courses on business credit. I had to take courses on insurance. I didn't like wake up one day and I know how to do this, right? I had to get educated. I've had to take courses on how to evaluate properties. How did I know that the value of that property was $200,000? How did I know how to negotiate to the $160,000 mark? You have to know how to do a comparative market analysis. You have to know, again, what are the costs that are going to go into fixing that up? And how can you use the cost that it needs to repair the property in your negotiations to get the best price? Contracts. I had to learn how to put this stuff under contract.
Yes.
That's huge.
That is huge.
Right? You have to learn all of these different situations. Now, bringing all of this together into a partnership deal like we did here, I had to take a class on just how to form partnerships. I've had to take classes on private money, on hard money, how to find it, how to evaluate a property and look at all what are called the red flags. What are all the issues that could come up? You have to. These are different classes that I had to get educated and learn. It's not like I had to just, I asked somebody a question. I mean, I had to take tests and exams, and I've had to find mentors to coach me and take me step by step. I've had to get coached by people who've made millions of dollars at this to show me how to do it, to take me under their wing. All right? But how do you do it? I don't know any other way to do it other than getting educated, finding a community to support you, right? I didn't just sort of come up with this. A community is who introduced me to all of these potential investors. A community is what has helped me to look and have the resources of the plumbers, the electricians, the carpenters, all the folks the HVAC folks that have done all the work. Right? I found that in a community. But then the mentorship of the support of how to run my numbers and the resources, online tools that help me to evaluate properties and evaluate rehab and to run my numbers correctly so that I actually, make a profit. So this is a structure. It's a basic structure that some people are like, you just blew me away. You're like a dog out the window. You're like, oh, it's coming at me too fast, right? Which is why when you get educated, you need to have the ability to continuously ask questions and to have people again that support you every step of the way.
Every step of the way.
CJ, what I'd like to do now is I'd like to transition to showing these folks the educational system that not only that I've used, but you've used as well.
Okay.
So if you'd help me, Mr. Cameraman,
absolutely,
to zoom in on this.
Here we go. We're gonna go ahead and zoom in.
Right up here on my computer screen.
All right.
Let's show them.
Perfect.
Everything.
We're going to show you everything, folks. This is the real estate investing education. How to go from working at Popeyes to becoming a real estate investor. Nothing against Popeyes. I love that chicken. Okay? All absolutely.
Right. So I'm in the education right now. And here's something that's great. What I'm showing you here is getting a massive facelift on the 29th of this month. So, I mean, it is going to be awesome.
Massive facelift.
Okay, so if I go into the educational offerings are broken into two basic packages. All right, so we're looking at your essentials. Essentials, what does that mean? It's essential. That's what it means. Okay, it means that this is what you need to know on how to set up a business, how to make sure that you can utilize all the different tax strategies, how to find money through self-directed IRAs. This is how you manage your own personal credit. This is classes on how to do velocity banking. I mean, I was showing you that strategy on the board over there, but believe me, when you use business credit, you're also using a lot of velocity banking. We talked about getting that non-recourse commercial loan. Well, I'm not going to pay on a loan for 30 years. We're going to use velocity banking with our business credit and the cash flow off of our rentals to pay that off in 1/3 the time. And we're going to use everything we learned on tax savings to pay 2/3 less in taxes. All right? So when you make money, it's important that you keep the money.
Yes.
And we're going to use this education to help us continue to build wealth, not for the purpose of being Mr. Moneybags, because it's not the money that we love. It's not the wealth that we love. It's what we can do with the money, with the wealth, the lives that can be changed.
Yes.
The way that we can be a blessing to other folks. That's what we love. That's what we care about. And providing for our families is one of the things that God has put us on this earth to do.
That's right.
So we learn in the essentials how to acquire properties using no money, using no credit, how to put it under contract, how to run your numbers, where do you even find these deals? Where are they located? Do you just go to Zillow? Do you hire a realtor? You could, but where are the deals at that nobody else knows about?
Right.
That's what we get you.
That's what we want to do.
That's just the essentials. How amazing is that? How to negotiate every deal so that you create a win, win, win. All right? And
That's
then
winning all the way around. All the way around.
so let's just take a quick look. So here's the essentials. It breaks down, as I like to call, into the Brady Bunch. It looks like the Brady Bunch system over here. It's not really the Brady Bunch, but see, you got your tiles, dun 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 dun. Here's a story, right? But I do like to start right here in the middle with Mark Kohler. All of the instructors are what is it that they do? They actually teach what they do. You're not getting somebody who's paid to be some kind of theoretician. I made up that word, theoretician. It sounds really smart, intelligent, doesn't it?
It sounds
No,
like it
but
could
what
be.
it is, what I'm saying is these are practitioner instructors. Here's a great concept. Why don't you just learn from somebody who's actually doing what they teach? So if you want to learn how to set up businesses and claim massive write-offs, there's so many write-offs that you can claim. Did you know that thanks to the new Trump tax cuts, whether you like them or hate them, you thank God that you have the Trump tax cuts because you can write off $12,300 per child. I mean, per child. If you have a business and your child works for the business, I mean, you're already going to spend money on your kids anyway. Anything from diapers to prom dresses and everything in between.
That's right.
Why not make that a write-off? You go on a family vacation, they have to pay for part of the vacation because aren't they eating? Aren't they traveling? So everybody contributes and it becomes a write-off. So if you have
Wow.
2 kids, let's say, imagine being able to write off $25,000. Now let's just say you happen to do a deal that year and you make $25,000 in profit. Imagine having write-offs that allow you to keep what you made. So you go and you make the money,
Yes.
and then you keep the money. It's just these classes teach you how to do that. What structure should we be in? Should we be in a sole proprietorship and LLC? What's the right answer?
Depends.
It depends. It depends. And so they go over the different scenarios and when you do what. We have a course right here on real estate foundations. Hey, here's a great concept. You want to know like the language that real estate professionals speak? Well, look, there's a glossary of terms. How about that? What's the difference between a BPO, an FSBO, an REO? What's an IRA? What's an LLC? I mean, we got so many different things that acronyms that we use.
Yes.
What do they all mean? Oh, this wants me to download it. Anyway, I thought it would open up in a new window. But anyway, so you got the glossary of terms, and then every class comes with its own workbook. Here's a great concept: take the class, and then some people learn in different ways. Some people are visual learners. Some are auditorial learners. Some need kinesthetics. They need to kind of see an example of it and work through it on their own. The education incorporates all of that because it was set up by the instructional system design method. Whoa, that sounded really complicated. It's just the system that is used in high school and in college, that you take a subject matter and you break it down into its parts and you teach it systematically, step by step, which is how the courses here are taught. So let's break into this class and see what's going on here.
There we go.
So you're going to see here, this is taught by Hugh Zaretsky. Again, everybody who teaches these classes makes their primary source of income from the real estate that they do. So this is a New York real estate investor who's making bank, right? He has a lot of rentals. He does flips. I mean, his specialty is nightly rentals. You ever heard of Airbnb?
Ooh.
That's a great way to make money.
Oh my word, yes.
So the classes are broken down into these segments, right? So this class is 37 segments. This is no short little YouTube video we're talking about. Every class here is 6 to 8 hours long. Now here's what's great about these courses. These courses are taught in Salt Lake City. There's a live campus where these courses are taught. You could go take them live. You can stream them live as they happen, or you can watch them recorded. The content is constantly updated. So when you're watching a course like this on real estate foundations, you know that it is current within the last 12 to 18 months, right? Because these courses, Renatus has over 60 courses, over 400 hours of education, over 30 instructors that do what they teach. And our instructors, they make six-figure incomes in what they teach. So this is what's great about what's going on. So every course, if you can see this little headphone symbol, you can download the course into MP3 format. Meaning you could put the class on your phone, and if you drive around like a long commute, you're a trucker, maybe you drive for Uber or Lyft, or you just have a long commute, right? Or you're at work and you don't want to listen to the radio all day long, pop these babies in and get yourself educated and take your education anywhere you want. What a revolutionary concept.
It is.
So we were talking about this is just the essentials, right? I mean, you have courses here where you learn negotiations from Bob Snyder. Bob Snyder is the founder and the CEO of the company. He has done over 6,000 deals. 6,000 deals, profitable deals. He's had in one deal, let's go back in time. There was a time where he did $1 million in total revenue that he made from deals in 1 year. And then the following year, he followed it up and did $1 million in 1 month. And then there was the day where he made $1 million on a single deal in 1 day. Do you think we could learn something from this gentleman on how to negotiate a contract, on how to negotiate a deal, right? It's not about winning and losing, us versus them. He shows you how to work together and produce results where everybody wins. We have courses here that teach you all about credit management. And then we have classes on velocity banking. This is just one, but there's multiple velocity banking classes that are taught in this education. Where do you think the great C.J. Wallace learned about velocity banking?
Yes. Yes, folks. Right here.
Right, we have courses that show you how to find properties called Deal of the Decade. Right, you could look on the MLS, you could you look on Zillow, but We teach you how to find houses that are in probate, houses that are stuck in eviction court, houses that are a part of a divorce, right? We show you how to find these properties and people who are going through very stressful situations in their life, and how to bring peace and comfort to them, and how to help them move forward.
That's right.
Right? At the same time, how to create a deal, how to provide safe, affordable, clean housing to other folks, right? I talked about self-directed IRA. This is the course that you have to take to learn how to get all the money that you'll need to do any real estate deal you want to do. Now here's what's important. When you first get into these classes, they're all grayed out. Like right now you see them in color, but that's just because I've already taken all these courses multiple times. Right? Because when you get this education, you get it for life. So you can take these classes over and over and over again. There's no 12-month time span to get these courses done. When you take your essentials, right, you get that for life. You take these courses over and over again. Every time they update the course, every time they put new content, they add new classes. Like they just added the negotiations class just a couple of months ago. You don't pay extra for that. It's just added in. So my point is when you start taking these classes, they're all black and white. So you click on one and you have to take a pretest. And it pretty much shows you everything that you don't know. But then you take the course and you work all the way through, and there's breakout sessions. You got your workbook. You have, when I say breakout sessions, there's activities that you work through so that you can apply what you're learning through the course that you're taking. Each course is designed to help you take action. Right? It's not just, oh, that's nice information to know. Each course is designed to get you out there, to start making decisions, to find money, to secure money, to put entities together, to find properties, to get them under contract, to negotiate deals, put this together. That's the power of this education, right? Other educations, you spend money, you go into debt to one day try and make money, and you get some certification, some degree, some diploma. With the Renatus education, there's no certification, there's no diplomas, there's no degrees like that. No little pieces of paper with a stamp on it that says, hey, you did a great job. What it does do is this education helps you go out and get little pieces of paper that are green with dead presidents on it and go put that into your bank account in massive quantities.
Hey, Joe, I was actually thinking about that because you said that, and it actually was an illumination from my mind. And I was thinking, man, maybe one of these days we can hold a graduation ceremony at the title company when we close on a property.
Bum, 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 bum,
And just bring out the piles
bum.
of
And
cash.
instead of a diploma, here's my check where I'm making $20, $30, $40, $50,000 in profit.
What do you think about that?
Yeah, we should show up dressed in robes, the robes, right? Cum laude,
You get to wear that big fancy hat.
no, medals too, like valedictorian, right?
Yes.
That'd be great.
Wow.
So I'm telling
Can't
you,
wait.
folks, there's so much in here. How to put a property under contract using no money or credit. We have a course here called Creative Acquisitions. I mean, we're talking about teaching you all-inclusive trust deeds, wraps, options, teaching you contract for deed, teaching you land contracts, teaching you how to do subject to, right? These are amazing strategies that if you knew how to do it, then you could take action on a deal that might be right in your backyard tomorrow, right? You could. Remember, results aren't typical, right? But then again, I always say to that, who wants to be typical? I mean, come on.
That's true.
So, that was just the essentials. I mean, once you get through your essentials, then it's really time to say, okay, so the essentials is like the equivalent of taking like your freshman year, your first 2 semesters. But what about, hey, it's time to choose a major. Do I want to major in lease options?
Uh-huh.
What about fix and flip? Do I want to major in short sales? What about multifamily?
I want to major in everything.
What about doing notes, tax deeds, and liens? Commercial real estate? I mean, think about this. These strategies, I mean, do people even know what they are? What's a lease option? Hey, lease options are great. I'm going to rent you my property, but I'm going to give you the option to buy it. Rent to own. right? You're going to pay a premium for this opportunity, but you're going to lock in your house price at today's price. But our option might be for a year, 2 years from now. And then when it comes up, you exercise the option and then they own the house. Let's say they don't exercise the option. Who keeps the option premium? You do. And then you just set up another lease option, give them a little more, another time frame. I know of a guy, the guy in fact who teaches the class, Chris Wilson, who put a lease option with a company. And so the option, you have to pay money for the option. Might be, $5,000 on the option. And you're collecting all the rent money. And then when they don't exercise the option, you keep the 5,000, right? It's great. And then you set up another option. This guy did it 7 times in a row. And then the people finally bought the house. I mean, that's just a great way to make money.
Goodness gracious.
Lease options. We're teaching you how to buy and hold properties, you need to, if you're going to have properties, you're going to have a lot of them, a lot of rentals, you need to have a property manager. Do you want to manage the properties? Do you want the 2 a.m. phone call for the toilets to fix them? No. So how do you put together your property management companies? There's so many. How to do the tenant agreements, the lease agreements, market analysis, mortgages, fix and flip. Great opportunity to buy low, sell high. Where are you going to purchase them? At auction, while they're in foreclosure process, maybe somebody's going to wholesale you the deal. Whatever it is, there's a certain structure to finding them, funding them, fixing them, flipping them, right? And making profit. These courses teach you this. These are 8-hour courses. How to do your market analysis, how to raise private and hard money to do the deal, right? We also have 2 full days on rehabbing. This course is awesome. So what do you need to fix? When you go and you initially walk a house, what is it that you need to be looking at? What are the 4 major things that are sometimes deal breakers for some,
yes,
and others are deal enhancers, right? But you need to know what to look for. How to negotiate with your contractors. How do you incentivize them to get the job done on time and under budget?
Okay.
Right? And how do we build it, the carrot and the stick approach? What are some penalties to build in if they don't get it on time and under budget? Then think about what jobs have to be done first in a rehab versus what jobs can be done at the same time.
Mm-hmm.
What jobs don't even need to be done at all because they could be part of the negotiation process.
Yes.
So here's what I love about this is this course is taught not just in the classroom, but also on site, right? So, here, I'll just play you a small segment of this.
Oh, yes.
If I can get the volume up on that.
See, the thing about this, folks, is it's going to be better than HGTV. And the reason why it's better than HGTV is because we're actually showing you how you can do it, right? Okay, it's not just about, oh man, those guys got $20,000-$30,000 a month. We can't do that. We show you how to do it.
You can kind of see how everything is kind of sloping away, which is a good thing. But if we look a little bit closer to here to where I'm standing, if you look and see, a lot of this is sloping all the way down right into the house. And right down here in this area, we've actually got a window well that's down here that goes down into one of the basements downstairs. So what we're going to do is we're going to move a lot of some of the dirt that's around here in the backyard. First off, we're going to come and bring this dirt a little bit level, a little bit more flat in this area. We're going to bring it up to the house up here and along this step, and then grade it away from the house to where it slopes down this way into a more flatter area. We'll then terrace the backyard
Listen
to
now.
where we've got kind of a walking area right along in here where it kind of meanders around. We'll drop this section down a little ways so that the water then will drain from that direction. It'll drain from the house to this direction, away from the house. It will go down this direction, out of the yard, so it will keep any potential problems from coming up in the house.
Did you hear that? Folks, he just taught you that. right? So you got to keep those things in mind. Grading the dirt, making sure that the water, when it comes in, when it rains, when it pours, making sure that water doesn't come to your house but goes out through the street. Wasn't that amazing? But that's not even 1/100th of what's been taught.
That course is about 16 hours long because they go through the whole process from start to finish, from the initial walkthrough of the property. This is a great class too because they use the drone camera. So he makes sure to take the drone up on the roof so you can see what to look for. They look at the electrical, the plumbing, the foundation. They go into every aspect. Like you were seeing there, the landscaping. Because sometimes if your property isn't graded, you're going to create flood issues. There's flood damage. There might already be flood damage. So how do you deal with mold issues? Water damage, HVAC issues. This is a very thorough course because hey, HGTV, they make it look like you can get this done in 30 minutes. Bada boom, bada bing, and it's done. But we all know the truth that these projects take time. And, I think it's important to look at what season is it in when you watch those shows when they start, because you might see like, oh, hey, it was sunny out, and then all of a sudden when they finish the deal, there's snow out there. Like,
Right.
oh, so maybe you started in the summer, but you didn't finish to the winter. But they don't necessarily show you all that,
Wow.
right? And they do their fancy TV math that defies the laws of physics. I'm telling you, there's so many great classes here on how to buy houses at an auction, the processes, the steps of the auction, how to do an auction analysis, so that you know what your max bid is going to be. Short sales. Hey, houses, there's sometimes where people are underwater. You might know somebody who's underwater. Your house might be underwater, right? Wouldn't it be great to take classes to know how to negotiate with the banks to maybe fix that situation? Short sales is it takes time. It's kind of misleading. Short sales, they should call it the really, 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 really long sales, right? Because they take a long time to negotiate with the banks. But when you do, you can create your own equity because they're going to sell short of what is owed on the property. So great class, taught by Brian Sump. He's the same one who's doing that rehab class, by the way, as well. We have so many great instructors here. Multifamily. Here's what's great about multifamily is we all want to have wouldn't it be great to have an apartment complex where you have all your tenants in one spot?
Oh my goodness.
Does that make it a little easier to collect rent?
Yes, it does.
Sure it does. But not only can you do that, but you can fix and flip apartment complexes, right? If you make $20,000 on a single family unit, how would you like to fix and flip an apartment complex and make, I don't know what?
If it's 20,000 on the face, ooh, man.
How about making 200,000?
100,000.
Wouldn't that be pretty great payday?
Yes.
For one flip? Right? But you also see, we go over a lot of tax classes. Tax and Legal Day 1 and 2 isn't the only tax class you're going to go over, because here you're going to start learning about cost segregation, how to depreciate your property, especially if it's a commercial property, in accelerated ways to help you save taxes.
Yes.
Notes, tax deeds, and liens. How about becoming the bank? Hey, let me ask you, does the bank have a pretty good model? They lend you money and you pay them back with interest.
Yes.
How would you like to be the one receiving those payments?
Yes.
That's called notes, and we're going to teach you all about that in these classes. Tax deeds and liens. How about paying the taxes that are owed on a property and getting the property?
Yeah.
How cool would that be?
That'd be awesome.
Or if you don't, say you just buy the lien on the tax lien, how about getting a guaranteed 16% interest or more on the property? Guaranteed. And if they don't pay you, you just get the house. That's crazy, right?
I would not argue with that at all.
Right? Commercial real estate. Enough said.
Before I hated commercials. Now I love commercials.
Oh, man. You know, my folks bought a commercial real estate building,
Yeah.
and from day one that they purchased it, it's been paying for itself. Wow. Could you imagine? They didn't use their own money.
Okay.
They got a line of credit.
Right.
They got the commercial property, and it hasn't cost them a penny.
Oh my word.
It just pays for itself.
And let me show you who the brokerage was that had a deal in that. Keller Williams, Southern Arizona. We love you. I was the realtor on that deal. We love-
This guy is amazing. But you want to know something else about this course? Gavin McCaleb has taught the fix and flip course. He's taught the short sales course. He teaches foreclosures, how to buy houses in foreclosure. He also teaches how to buy tax deeds and liens. He is the Renatus coach. When you're in this education, you're going to have questions. You get coached by one of the instructors. This guy, he told me, I just got to meet with him this past weekend.
Oh, man. Okay.
And, you know, it's just fun to talk a little bit, but he's in a place in his life right now where he doesn't really worry about money. Imagine if he's like, hey, let's go. Let's just go over and you want to go out to eat? If your spouse or your loved one said, hey, you want to go out to eat? And you're like, let me check. Wait, no, I'm sorry. I don't get paid till Friday, right? You don't have to worry about it. I mean, he's like, hey, let's go on a trip. See, he lives in Idaho, and he's like, hey, I was going to go to Hawaii because, you know, there was a chance for me to go meet with a client out there. And I said, hey, honey, I'm going on the trip. And she says, hey, can we come? He said, why not? Why not? Wouldn't that be great if money wasn't an issue?
Why not?
That you could just do what you love to do, and you have the money to do what you want to do. And you could do what you want to do with the people you want to do it with, and you don't have to worry about, do you have the money to do what you want to do with the people you want to do it with?
Right.
I'm telling you, Gavin McCaleb,
that's beautiful.
He's
man.
a great guy. So as you go through this education, you're going to have questions. You get live coaching from Gavin McCaleb every single Tuesday night, right? Which means when you're getting coached by Gavin, he's coaching right now.
Yes.
Right? That's great.
Wow.
Now, man, there's so much more I can show you, but when you get the full education, you get one-on-one coaching with him. One-on-one. 6 one-on-one coaching sessions where he's going to walk you through step by step your first deal, if it's your first deal, or if you have a different goal, like to increase the cash flow off of your current rentals, he's going to walk you through how to do that, right? You want to move from single family into commercial, he's going to help you make that transition because guess what? He's done it.
Wow.
This is so, and then you got a whole host of electives here. I always want to give a plug out for my one of my partners, Megan Christensen. Business credit.
Oh yeah.
Business credit. Man, business credit is the key to so many people's success because velocity banking teaches you how to aggressively reduce your debt and free up cash flow in your life that's already there. But imagine being able to take a class or to do have a strategy that puts money in your pocket.
Yes.
One of the reasons why I did business credit on the model that I showed you is because it brought legitimacy to who I was. I came to the table with business credit. And when I was able to leverage that knowledge and have business credit, it opened, my investors felt so much more comfortable investing with me because they knew that there was business credit.
Yes. And
business credit was a safety net that gave, you know, if someone's going to invest money with you and you have a way to show them that I can help, if there's an issue, I've got business credit, we got this covered.
Yes.
Right? But I mean, in the electives here, there's classes with Garrett Gunderson. You look that name up and you're going to find a wealth factory, right? This guy's going to teach you how to use insurance in ways you never knew insurance could be used. Right. So, I mean, there's so many great things. I wish I could go into it more in depth, but I feel like we've covered a lot about the Renatus education. There is a lot here, folks, but I also want to tell you, if you can see on your screen, this Renatus iOS, this is a real game changer. You know what? One of these nights, just let me, CJ, come out here and just give somebody a demonstration of how we find properties, how we run our comparative market analysis on them, how we use this software to calculate to the penny what our rehab costs are, and how we put the whole deal together. I want to be able to bring this to your folks and show you this amazing tool, because you as a realtor have the MLS, but you've used the MLS and you've used Renatus iOS. Which one in your mind is superior?
You know what? iOS, Renatus iOS, hands down, is more superior. And the reason why I say that is because the Renatus iOS will actually show you those properties that perhaps the MLS doesn't have, simply because of the regulations and different things that are on the MLS that are different. So the Renatus iOS is going to be a great tool for those who aren't realtors, right?
But it does give you access to the MLS.
But gives you the access to the MLS. So folks, it's just a wealth of not only knowledge, but knowledge that you can apply. Get yourself a fix and flip. Get yourself a rental if you'd like. You can find that on Renatus iOS.
And when somebody gets enrolled in this education, they get a full free month of the Renatus iOS.
Yeah.
A free month. I mean, there's so much that it can do for your marketing business alone. The software finds you people,
Yes.
property, and money.
Yes.
Right?
Wow.
Use it for free for 30 days and find people, property, and money. And then you have a wealth of resources that you need.
Wow.
Hey, CJ, I love showing this stuff. I was just at a conference where I got to see, this is no joke. We got to see from a community of 2,000 real estate investors across the company, millions of dollars that had been made just in the past year in real estate investing. They brought everybody up on stage who had made over $100,000. There was not, I mean, this is a huge stage. This is the stage that might be the square footage of your average 3-bedroom, 2-bath house.
Wow.
Right? It's a huge stage. We could not fit everybody on the stage who had made over $100,000 using this education to make money in fix and flips and in rental properties and in commercial real estate and nightly rentals. It's just amazing what's being done.
So they didn't make their money from selling books or giving seminars, but they made their money from the real estate investing and the education.
Yeah, it wasn't about selling education or books or seminars.
Right.
It was about who's making money, and how those people make money. They knew how to save money on taxes. They knew how to structure themselves the right way. Right? They knew how to find, because what's the number one problem right now in the market? Is there a lot of inventory or is there a little inventory right now?
Oh,
what is it? Can anybody step out and find a deal whenever they like?
No.
It's hard. The inventory is low right now.
Right.
But this education, especially with that class deal of the decade, finding those deals that nobody else knows about. I mean, see, if you're a real estate investor and you're educated, you know how to make money regardless of what's happening in the market. And that's what I love about this. So CJ, why don't we go ahead and why don't you tell people what this education has done for you? I've already showed them what it's done for me.
Right.
Why don't you show them what it's done for you, and you go ahead and close us out, my friend.
Look, I tell you what, I can show you my deal, right? And the deals that I've been a part of and the different people that I've helped. But look, I think the biggest thing, right? The biggest thing that this education has done for me has actually been to change the way I look at money. Before, I had an accumulation mindset, right? Where I stack up my wealth and I gotta stack it up, I gotta stack it up, I gotta stack it up. And then all of a sudden, I'll have this $1 million at the end of age 60 or 70 or 80, right? But then someone showed me a concept. Wait a minute, CJ, what about cash flow? Cash flow? Cash flow, what's that? Well, cash flow is you'll make $4,000 this month, right? And you don't have to worry about if you blow that $4,000. Why? Because next month you'll make another $4,000. And then another $4,000, another $4,000, another $4,000. And you don't have to pick cotton or pick peanuts or do something for that person or that person, but you could actually be working for yourself, right? And so the biggest thing that this education has done for me has enabled me to help you, right? To give out this information, just a little bit of the information. And I've already heard how credit scores have leaped thousands of dollars, tens of thousands of dollars saved simply because I said, listen, folks, let me show you how to pay down a 30-year mortgage in 5 to 7 years. Let me show you how to use your HELOC, how to use your business line of credit, how to use your personal line of credit, how to use your credit card the right way, the way we were never taught. See, the fix and flip and the people that I've worked with, I mean, the private lender that I work with is just an amazing, amazing guy. The folks that Joseph and Ray work with, they're amazing people. I mean, over almost $750,000 they've raised in just what, 6 months, Joseph? So the biggest thing that you need to get out of this is that this isn't just an education, folks. I got to relay that to you. You know what I mean? It's not just an education. This is a community that you'll be a part of. A community that will come online and say, listen, I'll hold your hand. I know you don't know because I didn't know. No one taught us this while we were in school, high school, college, no one. So we will be there for you, helping you, assisting you in teaching you what an ARV is, right? After repair value. We're going to show you what a broker price opinion is, all right? We're going to show you what a CMA is, all right? Comparative market analysis. We're going to show you what contracts you need for your each individual state so that you can go out and get that fix and flip, or that you can go out and get that rental and it be legally and ethically above board. We'll show you that. Through what? Through education. Turning the lights on is what it's all about, okay? Turning the lights on in your mind and showing you what's possible when you get educated. Now listen, there's no fee. There's no fee to be a part of this community, but there's definitely an education bar. Okay, we do not want uninformed investors working with us, folks. You don't want that in your life either. Okay, you want informed investors. You want educated real estate investors working with you. That's why we're going to go ahead and show you how to be a part of our community, because it's not just an education. All right, look, right there. And if you about the velocity banking concept, you know that these numbers are just an illusion. Essentials is $1,997. Okay, the AIT classes. Okay, that's a way step above the essentials. Okay, you're going to be learning about the fix and flips. You're going to be learning the ins and outs of the rentals, the lease options, every part and every facet of real estate, right, that you would want to know about. You can find right here in the AIT classes, which is $17,997. All right. So look, 888-524-9273. We're just giving you an opportunity, right? Giving you an opportunity to be a part of a community of real estate investors who actually know how to do this time and time again on a consistent basis. Did you hear about Brian Sump? Did you hear the man that was talking to you about his fix and flip? Did he sound like a dummy? Just a question. Did he sound like someone who really didn't know what he was talking about? We only heard 3 minutes. Right?
I know, but
You only heard a couple minutes of me when I was breaking down the velocity banking strategy.
hopefully I didn't sound like a dummy. But CJ, one of the things that should be noted is that you're helping these folks get a huge discount, because that essentials course, if they were to purchase it without using you, would be $2,497. You're already getting them $500 off that price.
Right.
That AIT down there is $22,497.
Right.
So I don't know. Sometimes people don't realize that You go to bat for them and get huge discounts for people all the time.
Right. Exactly. Exactly. And folks, we're actually doing you a favor. Why? Why is that? Because I want you to be educated. Because I know what it was like to not be educated and to continue to go to a job that I didn't like. Look, if you're wanting the freedom to do what you want to do, right, when you want to do it, then this is your first step. The essentials. If you're saying, you know what, and like I did, okay, I'm jumping all the way in and I want all of the real estate investing education, okay, $17,997. Is that the full price? No, it's not. No, it's not. But it is a price that will separate those who are serious from those who are not. You see what I'm saying? That's what price is, folks. All right? It's not expensive anymore. Do you remember that video? What this price is it's going to separate those who are serious, I'll say it again, and those who are not that serious. Because the simple truth is, you will spend this $1,997 somewhere.
Or more if you mess up.
Or more if you mess up, right? You will spend this $17,997 somewhere. You hear what I'm saying? So are you going to invest it in yourself, invest it in your education, invest it in your future, invest it in your family by getting educated on real estate investing? Or are you just going to let it go to the wind, get that other car, get that other truck, get that other, There's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with getting another truck or getting another dress or getting some pants, getting a new wardrobe. Nothing wrong with that. We just want to show you how to let your assets pay for it. We want to show you how to let your cash flow that you're earning from your business and your real estate investing pay for that stuff. That's why. That's why. All right. So 888-524-9273 is the number to call. If you want to just call right now, you can. Don't wait till I'm done. All right. You can call right now. Now, is there any questions? Go ahead and ask those questions. If you have questions, let me know, okay? I will definitely answer those questions. Is anyone in a fix and flip right now? You in a fix and flip right now? Are you wanting to do a fix and flip? This is the class. $17,997. We've got fix and flip. We got private money. We show you how to get those self-directed IRA accounts increased for others. All right. Awesome. Awesome. Folks, if there is no more questions, we are done for the night. Essentials is $1,997. The AIT is $17,997. That's the number to call, 888-524-9273. I want to show you one more thing. I want to say one more thing before I go, okay? I want to show you one more thing, okay, before I go. The definition of insanity is doing the same thing over and over and over again, expecting different results. I believe in you, and I believe in your business. Now, it's your turn. Good night, and God bless.